Please stay there, I'll come over.
First day we arrived in Camp Combat in France, and I was in a infantry division, combat engineer. 3 P-47s came over and strafed us. Obviously, we thought they were friends, but they had been captured. They were flown by German pilots. And we understood that they were shot down within 2 or 3 days of the time they strafed us. Someone mentioned the jets of the Germans. When we got, and I'm not sure exactly where it was, but it was somewhere between Fulda and Regensburg. When we came near the Autobahn, in the area that we were, we found several jets that were tucked away in the shrubbery there along the highway. Apparently they were using that to get off the ground. I wondered if any of you flew and bombed near the Rhine River as we were crossing the Rhine at that particular period of time in the Mannheim area. That bombing was pretty constant all night long. They did quite a job there, no question about it.
Thank you. Anyone else? Anyone else in the other question? Yes, sir?
In your opinion, before you had fighter cover to and from the target, how effective was your combat box?
How effective was what?
The combat box where the B-17s flew went in a box to provide covering fire with their machine guns.
Well, the design was good. The thing was that the fighters just overwhelmed the aircraft. They devised tactics that overwhelmed the box. What the Germans discovered that a head-on attack was very effective, and they found that that was where you could get the least concentration of fire from the B-17s and the 24s. So they constantly adopted tactics to meet whatever formation you had. The fact is that nothing really worked against overwhelming attack by fighters. On the Regensburg and how many planes did we lose? 50 planes out of about 200.
Yeah, Schweinfurt.
Pardon?
60 airplanes on the Schweinfurt.
On Schweinfurt, 60 airplanes. That's about 30%. About 30% losses. No, you can't sustain that very many days. A few days like that, and you're out of business. That almost stopped the air offensive of the 8th Air Force until they regrouped and figured out what they were going to do next. So the combat box was well designed. General LeMay is the one that came up with that, but it just didn't work well enough.
The Germans had 20 millimeter cannons in their fighters.
Yes, they did.
And they just enveloped the formation with these 20 millimeter explosives.
Yes, sir.
I'd like to make some more comments here. The 15th Air Force was a strategic bombing Air Force. In other words, at the end of the war, the Germans had more airplanes on the ground than they could fly, because when the 15th Air Force bombed Pulaski several times, they didn't
21 times. 21 times.
So I was on it 2 times. And they didn't have enough oil to get those planes off the ground. And so that was one of the missions, the main mission of the bombing out of Italy of the airplanes.
That's correct. Yes, sir.
You were molested?
Yes,
We're still alive?
Are there any other comments or questions from the audience? Any comments you want to offer, Jim? Let you go.
No, I guess nothing. I gotta get to my granddaughter's birthday party.
Well, I thank you very much for your attention. Can you hear me?
All right, it's Historical Society. I'd like to thank you all for coming to our program today, and thank all the gentlemen here for their memories, and all of you out there that shared your memories of World War II. And with that, there are refreshments for everybody, and thank you for coming, and that'll end the program for today. Thank you.
Did you guys sign my book for me? Did you guys sign my book? It's Laurel Blue by Stephen Ambrose.
About,
B-24s and George McGovern.
yeah, a lot of mistakes there.
Yeah.
He hasn't taken off 130 miles an hour.
I know.
Yes, my dad and I were pretty close. We were doing one thing, you know. So?